Hi everyone. So today I'm going to tell you how I reach over 626,000 population in my level 18 city. So I've been asked a lot in the comment section back in my how to make simoleons video, but I get a lot of question on how I reach that population, and of course, some people say, it's hack, it's not possible because I think most people, when they're like lower level, such as level 18, I think most people would have less than 200,000 population. So I'm basically three times of that. And even people at like level 25, they are still like less than half of my population. And of course, they say it's impossible, it must be hacking. But of course, I reply to every single comment, saying this is not hack, it is actually completely possible. If it's hacking, then I would easily have like I can make a million population, not like 626,000. So basically, um the strategy here is first you have to build as much specialization as possible. That of course is the most important factor. So of course, based on your level, there's there's a certain amount of specialization that you can make. At level 18, I think you can unlock most of them, except mountain, and maybe a few more that I think landmark is also locked at that point. At this point, so you don't have mountain, you don't have landmark, so that you only have like maybe half of the specialization available. So of course that means there's a limited amount of specialization you can build, but for whatever that is available to you, you should build as much as possible. So of course, let's say level 18, well, basically there's no limit on how much land you can buy. So of course, you can buy as much land as possible, but you don't have to. As you can see, my city, I'm not fully expanded. Again, this is back in 2018, I believe. It was 2 years ago, so it's not completely updated. But for level 18, as an example, I believe you can build a maximum number of 40 residential areas. So I have 40. If you build one more, you would go into level 19. So I didn't do that. So I stay at 40 residential buildings, and of course they all upgrade to the highest level. So the key here is upgrade your residential building to the highest level, because it would give you much more population. The highest level, I think level 5 or level 6, I don't remember. It will give you way more population. Let's say a level 5 will give you way more population than a level 4. So you'd rather finish upgrading a building completely rather than start building new residential area. So of course, the second thing is, the key here is to build as packed as possible. So build them, as close together as possible, because you want to pack everything together. And of course, the next thing is you want to have at least kind of straight. Like, so most of your rows should be straight. Because that's the most efficient way to for maximize your population. So as you can see, my city, most of my roads are straight, and of course you have to play around the layout. I think the most time consuming part is actually play around with the layout. You can always get like an extra 1,000 population just by rearranging your city. And then, of course, you want to balance out your specialization. Let's say you have a lot of specialization boost from, let's say, entertainment, but not a lot from beach or not a lot from casinos. Then you want to balance them out. You want to maximize every single one of them, not just one or two of them. because there's a limit of each specialization. There's a limit on how much population they can boost. The maximum of course is 100%. Once you reach 100%, you cannot gain any more population. Then you have to start gaining from a different specialization. And of course, people may say that they look at my city and say, oh, how come you have let's say a casino, because like casino is not available at level 18 or some other specialization. And that is because I got them from the contest of mayors. So I don't know why most people seems to forget about the contest of mayors. So of course, that was a long time ago. They offer casino for anyone who can play the contest of mayor, which is I believe level 17. Then that is why I got some of the casino buildings, even though level 18 shouldn't have casino buildings unlocked. But yeah, just take advantage of that. Get all the specialization as you could, and of course play around with the layout. So if you do the math yourself, so 626,000 divided by 40, so that means each of my residential building has around over 15,000 people for each building. So that means each building of course I think has around 2,400 people, and of course that means I have 100%. So each specialization, if I have 100%, that means if I have one specialization, that means I have around 5,000 people, because 2,400 times 2. But I have 15,000 per building. That means I have multiple specialization at least close to 100% boost. So you can do the math yourself. So 15,000 divided by 2,400, and you can get the number. I think around, that means I have around 6 different kinds of specialization with 100%. So if you can do that, that means, and if you have 40 buildings, then you would reach 626,000. I mean, it's all basically simple math. 40 buildings times 15,000, that is 600,000. So this is how I get this population. Of course, most of the key here, again, in conclusion, build as close as possible, upgrade every single building to the maximum level, and use as much specialization as possible, and play around with the layout, again with straight rows. So that's basically my key here. Of course, feel free to pause the video to look at the layout yourself, and thanks for watching and have a nice day.